I was just sitting idly on the couch when my husband, Daniel, dashed into the room and begged me to do him one last favor. There's this rich dude who needs someone to keep him company for the night. I looked at him for a while before replying. I thought we've talked about this already. I can't sell my body for money. Though it seems like our world is about crumbling, I assure you, it's going to be fine in no distant time. Honey, I know. But this man is different. He just needs a female companion to talk to in his spare time since he intends working all night. He's just here to seal a business deal and will leave in a few days. Though that sounded like a lie, I didn't say a word. And he will be paying big time, he added excitedly. Honey, my dream is finally going to become reality. His dream. He totally forgot about mine. What time? I asked, sadly. Right now. Please don't give me that face. Don't do this for me. Remember that spa you always wanted to open? This is your ticket. He's not even going to touch you. But I discovered he lied big time when I got to the Billionaire's suite in an exotic hotel that only the elite could afford. I don't know what deal you made with my husband, she said. I beg you, please. Don't defile his wife. Excuse me, he said, almost sounding perplexed. I know this is not what you hoped for, but please, I'll pay you back, I promise. He looked at me squarely. Please, remind me why you're here. To be your companion. But I'm married to the man you made that deal with. And why would your husband trade you for money? I went on to explain how my family had been through a lot after we went bankrupt and that spending the night with him was our only chance of getting back on our feet. What's your name? Teresa. He ordered food and the most expensive wine. He urged me to dine with him and I did. When we were done, he told me to sleep in the bedroom since he would be working all night. Take a chill pill, Teresa, he said when I hesitated. I don't bite. I obeyed and went to the room, though I wasn't going to sleep. I had barely lay on the bed when I heard my husband's voice. He was yelling my name. I quickly went to the sitting room. When he saw me, he asked what I was doing there and who that man was. I looked at him totally confused. He went on to say that the rich dude was waiting for me and here I was frolicking with another man. He grabbed my hand and was about dragging me out of the room when the billionaire said, I will double whatever he's paying you, he said. Please, like and subscribe to my channel. Remember, it's free. My husband stopped abruptly. You didn't just say that. Of course I didn't, he jeered. What was I thinking? I was going to say triple. I will triple whatever he's paying you. All you have to do is leave her with me every night for 14 days and watch your dreams come true. My husband smiled and shook his hand in acceptance before leaving. Sorry I dragged you into my mess, I said. I thought you were the one. Right now, I am the one, he replied. And, where were we again? Yes. You were at the bedroom. Go back to the room while I concentrate on my work. Can you? You don't have to pay him that much. I'm not even worth that much. He looked at me for what almost seemed like ages and I wondered what was running through his mind. That's up to me to decide, he said. Go and have a sound sleep, okay? And be rest assured I won't touch you. Thank you, Mr. Raymond, he filled in. But you can call me Ray. Thank you, Ray. He only smiled and then concentrated on his laptop while I went back to the bedroom for a sound rest. The next morning, I went back home and my husband couldn't hide his excitement. He thanked me for entering the wrong room. I couldn't believe my husband felt no remorse. Moments later, I was left alone to nurse the pain I felt. Spending nights with the billionaire became a routine for the next 3 nights before my husband suggested to him that there was no point for me coming home anymore. That I could stay there till the contract was over. My husband had no shame. I felt embarrassed. Of course the billionaire accepted. The next day, he handed me his debit card and said I should go shopping. He pleaded with me not to have pity on his money and spend it whichever way I wanted. He asked his chauffeur to drive me in his limousine and a bodyguard to accompany me for my safety. I hugged him, completely overwhelmed. I went shopping at the boutique and then the spa where I had a massage. When I was done gallivanting, I went back to the hotel. Raymond was back already. His face lit up when he saw me. You're beautiful, he said. I hope you spoilt yourself enough. Yes, More than enough. You must be hungry, he said. I had dinner waiting for you. That's very thoughtful of you, I replied when I saw the sumptuous delicacies on the table. When we were done eating, I handed him the gift I bought for him. He was surprised. You got me something, he said. You didn't have to. It's your day, you know. And it's all thanks to you. Please, don't turn it down. Why would I? I can't remember the last time someone bought me something. People always assume because I have everything I don't need anything. But that's wrong. They don't know that little things matter. I know, I said boldly. Thank you, he said. Almost 2 weeks gone, I became homesick and told him I wanted to go and see my husband. He asked his chauffeur to drive me home. Unfortunately, my husband wasn't home. He had moved out. Our home was up for sale. I couldn't believe my eyes. I went back to the hotel sad. Raymond was waiting for me. He took me into his arms as I sobbed. I should have warned you, but you wouldn't have believed me, he said. I became calm. You knew? Yes. I had him watched. Why? A man who is willing to sell his wife to the highest bidder is capable of anything. Right now, he just wants to live his dream. I'm also part of that dream. That's why I'm here. You're only here to actualize his dream. Nothing more. Why else did he ask you not to come home anymore? I looked at him thoughtfully. He was right. My husband abandoned me with a stranger. I bought that home with my savings. How could he do this to me? It was all I had. Now, I was going to lose it forever. I wish I know where to find him. I do. Take me there. I don't think that's a good idea. Please, this is my only chance before I lose my mind completely. He stared at me thoughtfully and I prayed silently. He led me out of the suite and drove me to his apartment. Loud music was coming out from there. Raymond waited outside while I knocked at the door. The music didn't let him hear that. I turned the knob and the door opened. The place was crowded with people partying and making merry. It wasn't long before I spotted him flirting with a woman. I couldn't believe my eyes. Daniel. I screamed his name and he stood shock-still when he saw me. Teresa, what are you doing here? He asked. I mean, how did you find me? It's a small world. Isn't it? After all I've been through because of you, this is how you repay me. Baby, don't say that. Are you really going to sell our home? Yes, baby. We've got money to buy a bigger one. I just bought this house. And when were you going to tell me? He was quiet. I thought as much, I said, fighting back the tears that were beginning to dim my eyes. You have the money you've always wanted and a new woman to start a life with in your new home. Kudos to you. My work here is done. With those words I walked away and ran into Raymond's open arms. I cried. Daniel ran after me but stopped when he saw me in the arms of the billionaire. That's my wife, you know, he said, but Raymond paid no attention to him. Take me away from here, I told Raymond, and he took me back to his suite. That night, I cried my heart out. He stayed with me in the room to console me. When I became calm, he got up to leave, but I pleaded with him to share the bed with me. He hesitated once, then accepted after I persuaded him. I tried to kiss him, but he turned me down politely and somehow cuddled me to sleep. When I woke up the next morning, he was no longer lying next to me. My breakup with Daniel seemed like a dream. I couldn't believe I wasted 3 years of my life with him as his wife and 5 years of dating. Raymond walked in just then. You're finally up, he said. I hope you feel better this morning. Yes, I replied. About last night. About that, he cut in. I'm sorry. You were vulnerable at that moment. I didn't want to take advantage of you. No, I'm the one who let my guards down and let my emotions control me. I don't understand. Are you in love with me? Yes, Raymond. Right from the moment I set my feet here. But then, I put my feelings in check because I was married. Last time I checked, you are still married. I'll be filing for divorce so I can be free. Free to be with me, he asked as his face inched closer towards mine. Was he going to kiss me? I trembled. I'll have my lawyer look into it, he said and walked away. That was close. Was he deliberately playing with my emotions? He came and asked me to get ready for the beach. He wanted to go surfing and asked me to tag along. I watched him surf on the beach while I sipped coconut juice. He was very cute in his beach surf wear. When he was done, we went for a walk before returning to the hotel. Sooner than I can imagine, 2 weeks elapsed and my contract ended. I became sad. I had nowhere to go and no money to my name, but Raymond said I could stay for as long as I wanted. He wanted to travel and pleaded with me to wait till he returned before leaving. He left his card behind for me to spend his money as I deemed necessary. Few days later, Daniel came to the suite. "Are you really going to divorce me because of him? Why not? Didn't you get rid of me? Please, don't delay this divorce, I beg you. I came here because I care about you. Don't waste your time with him. He doesn't love you. Here, see." He showed me pictures of Raymond and his wife. He was married. He has probably gone back to go be with his wife. Not again. How could he do this to me? How? You might want to reconsider the divorce. You're obviously not his type. She is more than my type, Raymond said, walking into the room. How dare you lie to her? He asked Daniel and then looked at me. Teresa, I ran out of the suite and found myself at the beach for a serene atmosphere. He joined me moments later. "I'm divorced," he said. "She married me for my money and never stopped exploiting me. When I could no longer condole that, I filed for divorce. That day you entered my suite was the same day I got divorced and checked into that hotel. I wanted to be alone, but then, fate brought you to me." While he talked, I kept wondering why he was telling me about his divorce. "Perhaps because you were also being exploited by your husband. I had to step in. Plus, I fell in love with you instantly. The billionaire was in love with me. That was so hard to believe. Though that wasn't my intention. At least not when I was still trying to heal from my divorce, but I couldn't help it. That wasn't my intention. At least not when I was still trying to heal from my divorce, but I couldn't help it. Why did you push me away that night? You were still hurting and vulnerable. And now? You tell me," he said, his lips an inch away from mine. "We kissed. You have your freedom. You mean Daniel signed the divorce papers?" I asked excitedly, but on a second thought, I paused. "Please, tell me you didn't offer him money. Why not? He only answers to money and I needed to speed up the process." "Come here," I said and hugged him. Few weeks later, he woke me up early and took me to a spa. I began to wonder why. I couldn't believe my eyes when he handed me the keys to the spa. "Please, accept my gift to you," he said. "This is me saying thank you for loving me." I hugged him, tearfully. "I don't deserve this. You deserve more." How did he find out about my dreams? I've never mentioned that to him except my husband. "How did you know?" He looked at me in admiration. "You must have guessed that already." "Daniel," I said, totally disappointed. "How on earth did I marry such a greedy man?" "But you knew he was greedy before you married him." "How do you mean?" "Let me tell you a little story. Perhaps it might help. There's this girl I wanted to marry years ago. Her parents introduced her to me. They were middle-class citizens. They owned a bakery. Along the line, her father took a loan using the bakery as a collateral for whatever reason I don't know, but he couldn't pay back as it went due and the moneylender threatened to take that bakery. He eventually did after a few months went by because their daughter refused to marry the wealthy man her father wanted her to marry, who would have cleared that huge debt. "But you're wealthy too," I said. "She should have married you. She was in love with someone else and later married him. And abandoned you?" "Yes. Because I'm that wealthy man." "What? She rejected you? Who rejects wealth?" "You, Teresa Amma. Only you rejects wealth for love." I glared at him, realizing he had just narrated my life story and mentioned my full name. "But I don't remember you. Because you were blinded by love. And when you walked into my suite that night, I recognized you instantly." "Mr. Ono?" "That's right." "Oh my God," I exclaimed. "I didn't mean to turn you down. I just wasn't ready for an arranged marriage. But would rather watch your family's bakery being confiscated. I didn't know my father was in debt. If he had told me about his debt, I would have given him some money, but I found out too late. Well, I'm glad your father finally got back his bakery, though it was at a huge cost. That was you too? He was silent. Come. There's something else I need to show you. We got into the car and drove off. We stopped at my home. It was no longer up for sale. Someone must have bought it already. He handed me the keys to my house. No one will ever take it away. Everything was happening so fast. I love you, I said. Thank you for being there for me. And when we got home, I thanked him for rescuing me from my husband's greed. I still don't get why you married him. I mean, he has always exploited you. Your father wanted the best for you. Do you still love me? Of course. Why would I stop? I'm calling the priest right away. Perhaps, walking down the aisle to me will convince you just how much I love you. He came closer to me and kissed me. Few years after our wedding, I spotted Daniel as I walked out of the spa towards my automobile. I stared at Daniel. It had been long I heard from him. He looked unkempt. He had lived extravagantly, lavishing his money on women and gambling. He lost everything he had and was back to square one. He begged me to give him the keys to my home so he could stay there till things turned around for him. Unbelievable. What gave him such effrontery to make demands? Raymond was waiting in the car. I just walked past Daniel to my husband. I had nothing to say to him. Did I mention that Raymond and I are expecting our second baby? Oops. My water just broke. To the hospital, Raymond told the chauffeur. I delivered my baby safely. Years later, staying next to my husband and our daughters, I felt complete and fulfilled. What more can I ask for?